Guys, on today's episode of LiveLeanTV, I'm sharing the 5 worst muscle building mistakes for men. Welcome to LiveLeanTV. I'm Brad Guthrow, and if you're new to the channel, I'm a 42-year-old dad of 2 kids. Is this even recording? How does this work? Kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding, guys, because I've been making fitness and nutrition content since 2010, so I'm pretty familiar with how to work a camera. Fortunately, I've also been training for over 20 years and, knock on wood, I've never suffered a major injury. And I equate a lot of this to training smart rather than training with ego. So as guys, I know this can be hard, which is why I see so many men in the gym either getting hurt or not getting the results that they desire, even though they're showing up to the gym every week. So my intention with this post is to help men train smarter, especially if you're in your 30s and 40s. So with that said, let's jump into the 5 worst muscle building mistakes for men. Muscle building mistake number 1, you're ignoring time under tension. So I see a lot of men raising and lowering the weight too fast rather than creating tension by squeezing the muscle with each rep. So it's clear, they just want to hit a rep count with no regard for the tempo or the time under tension for the exercise. Now, I often call these junk reps. Muscle growth is influenced by several factors, including time under tension, volume, intensity, and muscle damage. So lifting a weight with slow tempo increases the muscle's time under tension, which can increase muscle damage, thus creating more muscle growth. And I often refer to this as quality reps. So by lifting a weight with a fast tempo, it may not allow for sufficient time under tension, thus not providing the same stimulus for muscle growth. Now, in my muscle building programs, I always include a tempo. So the tempo of a lift refers to the speed at which the lift is performed and can be broken down into 4 parts: the eccentric or the lowering phase, the pause at the bottom, the concentric lifting phase, and the pause at the top. So performing a lift with a slow eccentric phase can increase time under tension and result in more muscle damage, which can lead to greater muscle growth. So guys, during your next workout, I challenge you to complete the given tempo for each rep rather than just getting through each rep as fast as you can. If you can't do this,
the weight is probably too heavy.
Muscle building mistake number 2, your rest periods are way too long. So the optimal rest period between sets for building muscle depends on a few factors, such as your training goals, the intensity of your sets, and your individual recovery abilities. Unfortunately, most people are not timing their rest periods, thus they spend way too much time on their phone, talking to other people, or just daydreaming between sets. So guys, during your next workout, as soon as your set is done, challenge yourself to set your phone's timer for the rest period as indicated in your program. Muscle building mistake number 3, you're lifting weights with a minimal range of motion. So the range of motion of an exercise refers to the distance a joint and muscle lengthens and shortens during an exercise. So your range of motion affects muscle growth as it determines the amount of tension that is placed on the muscle during an exercise. By increasing the range of motion, it can lead to a longer time under tension, and as I shared earlier, a longer time under tension is an important factor in muscle growth. For example, when performing a bicep preacher curl with a full range of motion, it'll place more tension on the bicep muscle than using a partial range of motion where the arm is only partially extended at the bottom of the curl. So guys, during your next workout, I challenge you to take each exercise in your workout program through the full range of motion for every rep. If you can't do this, the weight
is probably too heavy.
Muscle building mistake number 4, you are more concerned with the amount of weight rather than creating tension in the muscle. So yes, progressive overload is key to building muscle. However, for long-term health and optimal muscle building, you need to overload the muscles with tension, not your joints. Creating tension in the muscle is important for muscle growth because the contraction causes small tears in the muscle fibers, thus stimulating the muscle fibers to adapt and grow. Lifting heavy weights is one way to create a lot of tension in the muscle. However, for long-term joint health, it's also important to focus on adequately challenging the muscle with time under tension training. So guys, during your next workout, I challenge you to find a balance between using enough weight to challenge the muscle and using good form to create adequate tension in the muscle. Muscle building mistake number 5, there is no structure to your muscle building training phase. So in other words, you're going into the gym and winging it rather than following a structured workout program specifically designed for muscle building. So a structured muscle building workout program should include training styles, reps, set counts, rest periods, and tempo counts that take into account the 3 main mechanisms of muscle building. Number 1, muscle tension. This causes small tears in the muscle fibers, which leads to new muscle growth. Number 2, metabolic stress, which causes the accumulation of lactic acid during the workout, which stimulates new muscle growth. And number 3, muscle damage. So as mentioned earlier, the muscle damage occurs when the muscle fibers are torn during the exercise. The body then repairs these damaged muscle fibers by building new protein strands, leading to muscle growth. So guys, if you like these tips and you want to support me, my 6-week Live Lean Mass 2.0 muscle building program provides all 3 of these muscle building mechanisms, plus structure, progressive overload, variety, and accountability. And you can get access to that program as well as all my other strength, fat loss, and mobility workouts inside my workout app. And you can get it free for 7 days using the link below. So guys, make this your year to avoid these muscle building mistakes so you can get faster results in a sustainable and healthy way. Thanks for watching and keep living lean.